All right, animation. So for the moment, I've got it at sculptxr underscore anim, just so I don't pollute the main beta threads, although I think I have some of these tools in there already. So what do we have? So let's just tidy this up a bit. So I've got a sphere, which I'll delete, and I will just use the grab tool to get him oriented on the ground plane a bit better. Okay, so if I turn on wireframe for a sec, you can see this is probably too high res for animation, so I'm just going to step this down a bit. Topology, I'm going to go reverse, get down to 6000 for now. It does seem to support higher ones, but just while I'm getting used to this in testing, I'm just going to go like this. Turn off the grid for a sec. No, I'll leave the grid. Okay, so we've got a couple of the modes. The one that I've been sort of playing with most recently is doing shape animation. So it's quite simply, you can set a key over here and you'll get a key added. By default, the timeline is 2 seconds with a loop of also 2 seconds. And you can just move the timeline, change to say like the move tool, and you can sculpt this. So let's make him be sad. I'll hide the grid for a sec. Better. So a bit of a smooth and make him look sort of grumpy, and move his eyebrows in a bit like that. Load them all down. Which way that ball? Maybe to that way, and down a bit like that. And then set a key. Simple as that. And I can go to another time, and I can make him be like more, say, surprised up there. I can maybe try and pull these shapes in a bit. So I have to think of ways to make this be kind of, you can keep it on model a bit more. So I can sculpt in some lips here, so it looks a bit more. Oh, okay, that's a bit hard, isn't it? And push that in like that. So let's assume that's a surprise thing. Jesus, that's awful. But anyway, that'll do. Move like that. Maybe pull this down a bit more, maybe from the side. God, that's so shit. You would think I didn't know how to sculpt. Anyway, yeah, it's that principle of the thing. Principle. So this would all go down a bit more. I'll just really lift this up like that. And then set a key, and it'll morph between them. And then you can also copy paste key. So I can go to over here, for example, or I can go to the first frame and go copy, can jump to the last frame and go paste. And now this should be a clean loop if I play. Yeah, you've got controls for speed, so I can make it go really slow, or I can make it play at 400 speed. And you can also, which surprised me, export GLB, and that will load into Blender and play back fine. Keys can be moved. You can insert keys. You can do all kinds of stuff. There is rudimentary support for Bezier control. So at the moment, this is doing very like sort of linear moves. If you turn on handles, this is doing something to change the interpolation, but I don't like it. So I'm going to see if I can play with this some more. I kind of know in my head how this should move, and this is not doing that. So I will try and fix that. Anyway, so that's one thing. So I'm going to delete that. Now, what's probably going to break, I'm just going to try it anyway, is you can do object puppeteering animation. So let's see, so I've just clicked reset, and I'm going to click on record. I might set the duration a bit longer, because for puppeteering, it's nice to have a longer thing. So if I go record, it's going to give me a timer. I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to just move it around like that. Just keep moving. Oh, stop recording. But anyway, I did it. So clearly I've got things to do, because the duration is 2 seconds like an idiot. I'm going to delete that. Back to the start. Make that be 5 seconds. Probably better length. 5 and 5. Cool. Grab him. Go to record again. Do that kind of thing. And so this works like an audio looper, where it should just keep looping the bit. Let's go back to 2 seconds. Why is that? Okay, bugs. But this is the idea, that you can just sort of like keep looping, and you can keep like sort of, you can have multiple objects and keep looping them up. things that are broken, nearly everything. Undo is very rudimentary. Exporting of this GLB animation, I don't think it works yet. I got to look at that. And really importantly, saving the stuff to a working project file. So in the way that in Blender you would save a blend file, I have realized that the default SGL format doesn't support a lot of stuff, just because I guess Stefan wasn't thinking about that at the time. So I'm making a new format called SXR. So the idea is that will support animation, support object names, support the proper scene hierarchy, support multi-res stuff. That's a work in progress. And will support animation saving and loading. It's not there yet, but that's the plan. The next animation thing that I want to do is support sort of per frame voxel sculpting. So you can see that this is all assuming that the topology doesn't change, of course. I want to have it so that you can just almost do like sort of per frame animation. So this could be like a completely different voxel sculpt per frame, more like say Medium does. Anyway, that's the plan. I've spoken for too long. Have a play, see what you think. Yeah, lots of bugs. Be ready for that. Bye.